This episode of Vic's Basement is brought to you by Sony and the PlayStation 4. Greatness awaits. Welcome to my basement, everybody. We are actually in Vic's basement right now. This is my basement. It's a first. We're trying it. We are streaming on Twitch.
Yeah, I can't believe you made me do this.
This is crazy, right?
Because all I did last week was complain about how bullshit Twitch is.
All that people can see in the little window, though, is my Wii games. What's happening?
I don't know. Can you make the window bigger?
I don't know. I don't know how to use this yet. I've only done it a couple times.
You should at least put your face on there. Here's my foot.
There's.
Hello, kids. This is the world's worst puppet show. And look at this. Just something for the folks at home.
So, yeah, no, people
There's my bare foot. Look at that.
There it is.
There's my pedicure.
That is awesome.
That's $12. I go to the place in Chinatown if you're looking for a place to get a pedicure in Vancouver.
Do you actually go get your feet?
No, I've never done that.
Done?
You know, I was having dinner with a friend of mine not too long ago, and she looked at my fingernails, which I keep very short.
Right.
I don't like... This is an overshare, I know. I don't like any fingernail at all. I don't like any sort of grab. So they're very short, right?
Right.
You kind of see them there. There it is, close. I can still touch my toes.
That's great.
Even at my age. But she said I should still go once in a while and have the cuticles pushed down.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't even know why it would make a difference. I don't know. Do women look at the condition of men's fingernails and judge?
Women look everywhere. They see every positive and flaw that we have.
I got to tell you something. I have beautiful hands and beautiful feet.
I've said that often about you.
I know you're like sometimes when we work together, your jaw starts hanging open. You're like,
I stop and I look at your feet.
And not everybody has great looking hands and feet.
No, it's true.
Like sometimes I don't know what happened. There it is.
Scott, can you describe the smell of your feet?
Well, my foot is a little bit wet. I don't know why.
Yeah, you're in the basement.
It's not raining out.
It's moist.
But I do have some.
What happens?
I have some cat litter stuck to my foot because you have a cat upstairs.
Yeah, apologize for that.
I went upstairs to get some snacks, but now that I've been playing with my feet.
This episode of Vic's Basement brought to you by.
That was a real question.
Mild. Try rubbing the touchpad.
If you haven't...
Mild Green Mojo.
Why does it want us to rub the touchpad?
Well, it wants us to send the little robots out. And they're in there.
So the smell of my feet...
We have 15 people watching.
Is that from Aaron at work? Who's that from?
I'm not sure. Might be from work. Where are you from, Aaron MT?
We have 15 people who are watching this now.
This is pretty crazy. I don't know how we can see... the stream, though. I want to see how we can see the stream to see if I'm on the Twitch app on the iPad.
Oh, Aaron's all the way in Toronto. He's not from work.
Okay, cool. What do you see on the stream? Do you just see Scott's foot? Do you just see this?
Oh, don't get too close to it.
Or do you see the whole thing that we're streaming? We have no idea what the hell is going on. This is our first time doing this. So it's a little confusing for us.
Look at that, it's dirty.
We usually have people shoot the camera from behind the camera, and then they frame us, and they tell us we're on camera and on TV. Okay, so you can see both of us. All right.
Oh,
can
really?
you see the little thing that's telling us to rub the touchpad? Okay. That's crazy. Okay. So the link from Twitter worked?
I'm watching this at work like a champ.
That's awesome. Okay.
I love Aaron.
And Josh, does the audio sound okay?
That's
great. Josh is off camera.
We're not alone in the basement today.
No. This is actually my basement. We're not.
This is a funny thing because I came in here.
Yeah.
And underneath me, I have to be careful here. Is this pillow? And I lifted it up and I said to Vic, "Do I have to sit on this pillow? Because I don't know where this pillow has been." And Vic said, "Yes, you have to sit on the pillow because if you don't, there are nails that come up through the chair." I haven't fixed that yet.
Yeah, it's a well-used chair.
But it is almost like Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Right.
When you go in to get the idol, it feels like this could be one of the traps. You'd come into the basement, and like, "Where's the idol?" "Oh, I know what. I'm just going to sit down and relax for a little bit." "Oh, nails through the chair. I should have sat on the weird pillow that looks like an acrylic bear."
Right.
Yeah.
No, you got to be careful in here for sure. There's lots of wires. There's lots of doodads. Should I move the camera around? I mean, it's stationary. It's beside my connect.
I think it's fine. To all the people watching from work,
thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry to all the employers out there who employ the people who are watching us from work. We're sorry. They're beautiful people, and I'm sure they're excellent employees in other capacities.
See, this is bullshit. I'm trying to find the stream on Twitch. I've got the Twitch app right now. I'm looking for my name.
Welcome to my life.
I cannot find...
Looking at Vic doing this is what I do 99% of my day.
Is that us? Is that what we look like? Yeah. Oh, you found it. Okay, cool.
I just went to your Twitter, so.
Oh, okay. Right. All right. Why don't I just do that and see what happens? Okay, cool. So I actually tweeted this damn thing. Hey, apologize. This is like we're this is what happens when you're live streaming stuff. You're technically figuring it out.
Somebody here said that I should put my shoes back on. You made me take them off when I came in. I'll put my sock on. It's a lot. I know. It's Yeah, there we go. So I have a couple. What are these things called? With these the Star Wars things I have here?
Those are Mighty Mugs.
Why are they mugs? Because they're not mugs.
Well, it's just the name of the thing. It's the way that they're. It's like they're stout little.
Okay.
Characters.
So what I'm going to do
You're not giving them away. That's my collection.
No, I'm going to reenact scenes from my family's holidays using the Mighty Mugs.
All right.
Okay, so my dad is the Chewbacca. Of course, I'm Han Solo. And
your dad is Chewbacca?
This is my mom, is Princess Leia.
Is that something about how much hair he has, or what's the deal?
He has a lot of hair on his head.
Is there a story there?
And as he gets older, he gets more hair on his shoulders and in that little patch just above the butt. I saw him in a pool a couple years ago.
Right.
My brother took his shirt off. I took my shirt off. But it's not often you get to see your family without their tops on.
Did you compare butt patches?
We all have the butt patch. You know what I'm saying? Like that little, it's soft hair. And I like it stroked, when I'm having an intimate moment with somebody. So anyway, This is my mom and dad here. And this is me, and I come home with all my bags from Christmas. Mom and Dad, I'm home for Christmas. I flew 3,000 miles. Well, it's about time you came to see us. I have the ham in the oven. Let's sit down and have dinner, and maybe we'll watch some football. Oh, what are you doing with your hair these days? Because it seems like now that you're a man, you could do something more with your hair. And why don't you let your mother pick a sweater out for you? I let her dress me. I don't know why you go around wearing these vests and carrying that blaster and wearing those pants with the red stripe on the side. God damn it all, Mom and Dad! I'm going back to the airport. 3,000 miles. I go all the way back. Well, what's his problem?
Do you guys all carry guns when you get together?
I hope that he's taking his medication again. I worry about Scott sometimes.
Wait a second. You picked yourself as Han Solo?
Yeah, of course.
What kind of bullshit is that?
Don't tell me you wouldn't do the same.
All right.
I hope he's taking his medicine. I worry about him. What do you think he does for a living? I don't know. He talks about video games or something like that. All I care about is that he's happy in his life. I don't care about anything else.
We created a show right here. This is Mighty Mug Theater.
And scene.
That's amazing.
Yeah. You know what it was like?
These chips are great, man.
It was like the Rankin and Bass holiday shows, like the Rudolph one, where it's stop motion. Mm-hmm. Only I'm using Mighty Mugs to reenact. It's like a little holiday tradition around here.
It's awesome, but that is worse than stop motion because they have actually no articulation at all. They're just like statues with arms that can wiggle a little bit.
Okay.
This is really cool. Lots of people are saying they'd rather be Chewy.
They would rather be Chewy.
Yep. I still can't find our stream.
That's all right. Stop looking for our stream and just start doing something entertaining. I've carried this whole thing so far.
I know you've done fantastic. Well, you've done a fantastic job.
You don't want any of these?
No, that's okay. I don't want to chip out too much.
Fromage.
I had an amazing Twitter question today, and I absolutely want to use this as a basis of a conversation that we're going to have.
Well, wait a second.
Yeah.
Can we use this on the show?
We're doing it on the show right now.
No, but I mean on our regular show.
On TV? How many shows do we have? We have a Twitch show now. This is crazy.
I don't like it.
Yeah, we could do it on the radio show too. Okay.
Oh, those are good.
What are your oldest video game memories? Those are really good. I like those. Those are the bean ones.
Oh, they're salt and pepper.
And then we have rice chips. Just they're cheesy. And we have these are all great, by the way.
Those are so good.
Bean rice chips.
Yeah. Today's episode brought to you by Lake July Organic.
Salt and pepper, and these are amazing.
Where's your camera?
The camera's right there. It's that little thing.
That's just kind of the problem. If you buy the Xbox, and you buy the PlayStation 4. Where do you put all the cameras? Where's your Wii thing now? Your Wii sensor bar?
I haven't used the sensor bar, and it's over there. It's on the side. I love that if anybody records this, they're going to record it with try rubbing the touchpad.
That's so gross, man. Look at that thing.
That's what it's stuck on right now.
I rubbed my touchpad last night. Sorry.
Somebody's saying, "Who the hell are these guys?" It's awesome. You just clicked on a link. That's great. That's rad.
What?
Okay, so this. I got sidetracked. There's a lot of shit going on in this space right now here. Somebody said, "What are your oldest video game memories?"
No, it's a good question.
And I think that is a fantastic question.
I didn't start playing games until I was in my 30s.
Right. So last year.
What?
Talking to the mic.
Sorry.
Talking to the mic.
I didn't start playing games until I was in my 30s.
That's BS.
No,
So let's.
you know the story. I've told the story before.
No, your first gaming memories. Let's hear it.
All right, I'll
because I got some.
That's rude. Okay.
All right.
Well, I'll tell you, the first time games really got to me. What?
I'm chewing.
First time. That's rude. First time games really got to me was, I was, I think I must have been in high school.
Okay.
No! My earliest gaming memories, oh man, this is the primordial ooze, right? Of course, it was the Atari 2600.
Yeah.
And my parents would not let me have one, which is why I ended up going into the career that I went into, because there was a forbidden fruit quality to it. You're not even listening to me.
I'm listening right now.
You haven't listened to me in 4 years.
No, dude, I'm listening. I'm trying to hold back the tears, but keep going.
Anyway, I had an uncle who worked for a large pharmaceutical company, and he was quite well off. We were very poor. We didn't have any dough. Yeah. And so every Christmas would roll around. On my list, back when I still believed in Santa Claus.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I still believed then, but I still would make a list anyway, because, just in case.
Yeah.
I would put the Atari 2600 on the list because I wanted to play so badly Pitfall. I mean, what an incredible game that was. And so we once in a while, maybe twice a year, I don't know what the relationship was with my uncle between it's my mom's side of the family. We'd get to go over to his fancy house, and I'd go upstairs and play Pitfall until my eyes would bleed, And then a couple years later, my mom's other brother, who still lived at home until he was well into his 30s and finally got married, he knew. You're not even listening.
I'm listening. Your mom's other brother got married later.
My Uncle Bobby.
Yeah.
Who, he had a talent for flatulence like you wouldn't believe. His farts were terrible. I don't know. Maybe he had some IBS or something back then. Now looking, we didn't have IBS back then.
Right.
So anyway, his farts were terrible. But he went and he bought an Atari. Now an Atari was a lot of money back then. It's about $400, I think. You'd go to Sears and you could get one for $400. And he came home, and I remember he bought a bunch of games. Games were expensive back then too. They were probably $50-$60.
Right.
At least.
They're still it's been the same price the whole time.
The game that I really wanted to play was the one from the arcade that was the big hit then. Yeah. PacMan. And the Atari 2600 version of PacMan, which now we can look back on as an engineering feat. But it was shit.
It was terrible.
It was so terrible because they did not have they didn't have the memory or the processing power to sustain all four ghosts.
Right.
Blinky, Linky, Pinky, Winky, and Stinky. I don't know.
Forgot Dopey.
Dopey was in there.
Yeah.
So the ghosts, they would have to. There was really only one ghost on the screen at the same time, but because the Atari programming geniuses found a way to show all four ghosts, so it just quickly bounce around almost faster than the human eye. So the ghosts had these ethereal qualities, and that was a terrible game. But this is how dedicated I was, and this is how much I loved video games.
Right.
And I try to remember this during my more cynical moments. I went out and bought one of these books, How to Beat Pac-Man.
Oh man!
Even though I didn't have money to play it in the arcade,
I remember those damn things.
All the mazes were drawn out for you, so it'd be like make a left here, make a right here, and so I'd look at this book all the time because we lived so far away from civilization, so to drive anywhere,
Right.
I would bring the book with me, and I'd study these mazes and these maps, and I'm like, oh man, I know that by the time I get to this maze, key number 3, I would go left, then right, then you have to look out for this, then go there. And I thought that these mazes would still work on the Atari 2600 version.
Right.
So I tried like hell to get them to work. And
So you were using the arcade,
and they didn't.
arcade plans
They
on
didn't work.
the crap 2600.
I was so stupid.
So the PacMan on 2600 was one of your first things.
I talked about Pitfall. That was back when you weren't listening.
I was listening to that, but your own first games.
I revealed a lot of.
You spent the money on PacMan. That was one of your first
I
games.
didn't buy it.
Okay, that was a good story. Actually, I have something. It was the same kind of thing, right? It's always people that you know, because we were poor too. My mom was on welfare. Victoria, woo! My mom was on welfare, so we didn't.
What
have
are you
any
saying?
dough.
Are you saying something?
I was. Are you? I'm sorry, buddy. I'm like a squirrel with a bunch of different distractions. Anyways, but it was always, your introduction to games, especially back in the day, they were expensive. They've always been expensive. Video games are just too goddamn expensive. I guess now with iOS and everything else like that, they've gone down in price quite a bit. But you had to sort of be invested to care. You had to spend quite a bit of dough, and I used to spend my paper route money on video games and stuff. And but my friends who were next door neighbors had the 2600, and they had a stack of games, and I envied them so much. And I used to babysit over there because I was like 12 or something like that, and their kid was, I don't know, 4 or something. And so I would play their games, and I would bug my mom and beg my mom to buy a console and buy the 2600 and the stack of titles, and she just never could because it was just too damn expensive. So I did my paper route and I saved my dough. I think that's where I got my first taste of discipline, of like having a goal and socking money away. I used to do that thing. I don't know if you ever did the lay. What are they called? The lay some money down and then keep going back and layaway. I used to do that all the time.
Yeah, I did it for a baseball glove once.
And it was great. I mean, it like, this is, we didn't all have credit cards back then, right? So it was like, you could just put $20 down here, $20 there. But I would save up my dough, and I eventually did get an Atari 2600. And like you, I also was at the arcades all the time, and PacMan was one of my favorite games.
I wasn't at the arcade. We were at like the Zaire. There was a department store called Zaire.
Yeah.
And they had like 3 arcade. They had like a Space Invaders and a PacMan, and that was it. So
well,
there were no arcades.
We didn't really have an arcade either. We had a pool hall. I lived in Kitsilano, which is an area in Vancouver that was really flush with a Greek population, and so there was this Greek pool hall that all these Greek guys would hang out and play backgammon and with dominoes and stuff like that. And then video game and pinball was in there, and pool was in there. And then video games started to come in, and I remember they would just watch with fascination as all of these young people would come in and gravitate to all these blinking lights and stuff. And one day a PacMan machine came in, and it was a sit-down one, and it was a crazy, this is 2 different stories, but it was a crazy time because I actually started to get pretty good at playing PacMan. So shout outs to PacMan today. But I sat down, played the sit-down PacMan, and then I looked up and I noticed I was like on the 5th level or something. I had a whole crowd of all these old Greek guys with their fisherman caps and their mustaches watching me sort of beat a few mazes and start, going, whoa, God! And they really got into it, and it was amazing, like they were paying attention to this little kid playing this game. And that is a moment that stuck with me for sure.
I always picture you when you tell your kids stories. I picture the TV movie version where you're played by Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah, he would have been a great younger me for sure. But I eventually did get the 2600, and I stacked up on games, and I used to, spend every cent I had on video games. And then I got into Coleco, and I got into the Vectrex and some of the other stuff as well, but I sold my 2600, and at the tail end, I don't know if anybody remembers this, and especially anybody that's watching this right now, as we're streaming over the PlayStation 4 with the camera and everything, but at the tail end of the 2600, just like in every console generation since, the best games started to come out. And I'd already given away the 2600. I'd already given it or sold it to try to buy more Coleco cartridges or something like that.
Yeah, it was the Superman game that drove you away.
There was a lot of shit. There was a lot of stuff where you'd look on the box and you'd go, oh my God, that's going to be incredible. And you plug it in and it's...
That is the machine that crashed the industry the first time.
Yeah, for sure. Well, there was a lot of garbage. But by the end of the run, Activision was working on games like Enduro and Robot Tank. And there were some interesting stuff like the Space Shuttle game and things like that. So I wanted one again. And my mom and I took a trip to... the States, because we live in Vancouver, which is right on the border between, right very close to Bellingham, and we went to, we went down to a mall in Bellingham, and we bought an Atari 2600 and a few games, and we tried to cross the border without telling the border cops that we had bought some game systems, and we got caught.
Did you go to Canadian prison?
No, but we had to give it all to the border guys. We tried to say that we had just gone down for a day of fun, and we didn't say that we had bought these.
Oh my God!
So
this is great.
They got snagged. All of this stuff that we had been.
I love this story.
I'd been saving for
I hope it's true.
console and my all the games that I bought in Bellingham to kind of rekindle my Atari 2600 time. Taken out of the car, we got our hands chastised and I was just a kid, and my mom got, her hand slapped as well. And then we got a fine to get them all back if we wanted to get any of that stuff back. And it was basically having to pay twice to get it all back.
Oh, wow.
So it was a real decision. So a lot of the stuff I left there, I left some of it there, but I didn't pay for everything again. But it was, the crave of getting that stuff was so big, and I can remember that absolute, distress when the border cops took it all away from me.
So have you finished your holiday shopping, and what are you getting me this year?
I haven't even started the holiday shopping. Have you started the holiday shopping?
Yes.
You have?
Yeah, I'm really into aromatherapy right now. I got some from my mom. Yeah.
That's awesome.
My mom will really love the aromatherapy. She'll be like, she'll smell it like this.
Oh. You sure love that Princess Leia Mighty Mug. Would you like one of those? Would you like one of those for the holidays? So we're going to see The Hobbit on Monday, and the review's going to air next week. And you couldn't be more excited.
Yeah. I didn't like the first movie.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan. I love Tolkien.
Yep.
I love Peter Jackson. I thought I couldn't get enough of the world of Middle-earth.
Yes.
Guess what? Saturation point reached.
Right.
Yeah.
There was no emotional attachment at all.
No. Once that one guy with all the bird shit in his beard was driving around in his sleigh with the rabbits, I got my things and I left. That was enough.
Right.
And at the very end, Andy Serkis.
And he was great.
Hobbits. I love Andy Serkis. It's just none of this is necessary.
Right.
I'm going to say it all in the review. I don't even know why I'm starting. I don't want to sit to this thing is 161 minutes.
Well, and he's already said that it's going to be better than the first movie. So all of the people that didn't like the first one, like you, are supposed to like the new one. So.
And you know what? I don't need any more. I'm good. I got my Blu-rays of the Lord of the Rings. I'll be watching them over the holidays. I'll have my cabbage out. I'll have my usual holiday traditions. Cabbage I enjoy.
Should I get you some cabbage?
I like those Halloween. I always buy a few extra bags of those little yellow corn teeth. That you can get at Halloween.
Yeah. You like candy corn?
I like candy corn.
And cabbage.
Yep. And I watch the Lord of the Rings from start to finish. And, I don't take a break.
And then you're good.
If somebody comes over and they want to join me during the Lord of the Rings, no talking.
What is that?
If you're talking, you leave.
What is that on my sock?
What is what?
What is this stuff?
Looks like litter. Is it litter?
Oh, it's dust.
Okay.
What's your favorite of the next gen games that you've played so far? Have you made that call yet?
All my favorite games are, maybe Dead Rising 3. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's your thing right now?
I don't know. This is weird. I feel like we're trying to manage too many things at once here.
It's a little weird. It's that we have a lot of things happening at the same time. Do you guys? I mean, do you have any questions for us? We can answer some questions. You want to answer some questions? How long have we been dating? 5 years.
Yeah.
5 years.
Vic, put a ring on it.
When do we make it official? Did you guys love Zelda 64? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know.
Zelda,
of course, we love the Ocarina, I guess, or
they're all
Majora's
amazing.
Mask.
Listen, the new Zelda is ridiculous. It's a Game of the Year contender. It's an incredible game. But yes, loved Zelda 64.
I've been watching a lot of TV this year, but most of the TV that I've been watching is
Netflix.
Yeah, it's all old stuff, old guy stuff, old man shows. I just watched not the final season, but I guess you'd call it the penultimate season of How I Met Your Mother. I like that show. I'm sorry. Sometimes it drives me nuts, but I think it's got a lot of heart. You watch that show?
I haven't had time to watch that show.
Yeah.
No, I mean that's the truth about the TV stuff right now. I have a ton of stuff on the PVR, but these 2 consoles launched, and I've just been playing games like crazy. I get home after we shoot, and I start plugging into the PS4 or the Xbox One to give them a shot.
The reality is, though, Vic, you're old now, and you need more sleep. That's just the way it works.
Well, thanks, buddy.
Once you get
Thank
old,
you're old now too.
I need lots of sleep. I did. I watched 10 episodes. I think of the 12 or 13 episode arc of American Horror Story.
Yeah.
And I just got sick of it. It just was made me feel terrible. I really look at this thing. Come on, man. Let's get our exercise for the day, Vic.
Yeah, that's good. Okay.
Invisible bicycles.
Let's look where the Rockettes. This is way too revealing. I've got to set up the camera.
Yeah, this is
So it's not. Come on. It's so bad. All right.
So, you know what's coming up here really quickly?
Yeah.
The Rocket and Ray Gun Awards are year-end award show.
Got everybody coming in.
Woo! Everybody.
How are we going to get everybody in here next week?
Well, we have one exception.
Yeah,
Ben Silverman will not be joining us this year, listen to this. I talked to him yesterday.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
Me too.
And he said that he would be willing to come on the podcast and do a year-end wrap-up with us. What do you think?
Okay, we're going to do that.
You want to do that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, man, I love that guy.
Yeah, can we Twitch him in? I don't even know what the hell we're doing right now.
Siri.
Yeah. Siri, help us.
Yeah.
Figure this crap out. And now she's going to get back to me and say, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Steve Tilley is still rocking and rolling with with Reviews on the Run. He's going to be here next week. He just had a crazy look. They never launched 2 machines within a week before. That kicked our asses, and it was actually a really good thing.
Imagine how tough it would have been if the launch games were good.
Well, we would have
been really busy.
We've had a half of the show kind of filled up by the top 100 stuff because there's been too much to cover. It's been insanity, man. It's been crazy. But yeah, Steve will be here next week. Everybody will be here except for Ben. Ben's gonna be home being a dad.
Home being a dad, that's right. And
no, our plan with the Rocket and Ray Guns, this is from Basement 24. So are we talking to another basement? That's pretty cool. The Rocket and Ray Guns sharing episodes with the top 100, or are they afterwards? They are going to be sharing. And what's cool about that is we're going to have our Game of the Year conversations for 2013 in the same episodes that the top 5 of the best games and best movies of all time are going to be in. So big few episodes. I don't think it responds to air. That is the future. That's PlayStation 5. Has your opinion on violent video games and the ESRB changed since being a dad? Hasn't changed. My opinion about ESRB and violent games changed. I'm more cognizant of it, but I think I was, as you play a lot of these things, you're kind of aware of it. I always thought that Uncharted is a bit of a weird one to be a T-rated game when there's so much murder in the game. There's so much gunfight action in the thing, and you're shooting people, and it's a mature rated experience.
This is what I want you to do in the new year.
Yeah.
As soon as January 1 rolls around and we start reviewing the new games.
Yes. Say if they're dad friendly or not, or kid.
No, I want you to write down, and I want you to keep track all of the people you kill in games this year.
Okay, that'll be easy.
Not just the people, but creatures.
I'm up to 7 billion.
That's the thing. We're going to start Death Notebook in 2014. Everything we kill, everything we murder, we're going to write down what time we murdered it, why we killed it. And I think everyone out there should do it. It's one of my New Year's resolutions.
Right. Just start keeping track. We'll write Dear Diary. Today I killed 75 leopards as Lara Croft.
That is something that we're going to be doing. We have our New Year's resolution show coming up. Maybe we should have Ben Silverman on when we do that. He can tell us what his gaming and tech resolutions are for the new year.
Clearly, he's got a PS4. He probably has one of these cameras. Clearly, we have to go to his house. Clearly. Josh, you want to go to Ben Silverman's house? He's in. Josh is giving the thumbs up. We're coming to your house, Ben.
He's in Berkeley.
He lives in San Francisco.
I want to go to San Francisco over the holidays. You want to come?
Okay.
All right.
Bye, family. I'm going to Ben's house.
All right, so we got The Hobbit, but then let's be honest with everybody. The shows are full throughout the end of the year.
We're kind of winding down. That's why we have time to experiment and do this kind of thing right here. But this is a little kind of taste of some of the interactivity that's coming for our future for EPN.TV.
I knew I wouldn't like this.
It's kind of cool. Come on. Look, if we could read more than 2 questions at a time, we could make this pretty damn cool. If we could figure out this Twitch app.
So one thing that I want to talk about really quickly before we wrap this up, our old friend Jeff Bezos at Amazon really shocked and amazed everybody.
Speaking of robots, right?
Yeah, because...
I didn't know he was our old friend.
Well, I wish I was friends with Jeff.
That's awesome. Love you, Jeff.
But I love the fact, all this stuff, we talk about all the new advances that Google is making with things like Google Glass and things like that. I'm telling you, I don't care about any of that stuff. The day that a robot drone delivers something to my house is going to be an amazing day. And, I don't know if it's ever really going to happen.
Do we all have to move to Seattle?
I don't know if it's really even possible, but this is what I love, and I wish we had more visionaries like this in the business. Again, it reminds me of Peter Molyneux in 2010 at E3 with all the Milo bullshit.
Yeah.
The P.T. Barnum kind of just amaze us, tell us a good story, even if it's not even really possible. Get us excited about stuff. And that's something that, that was the first time I was really intrigued by a technological innovation. It felt like, the term that we always use is needle mover. It felt like this could possibly move the needle in a really tangible, real way. And I felt excited about the future.
We got people saying that this is never going to happen, and the day it happens, they're going to buy a shotgun and blow a drone out of the sky. I mean, I think there'd be a lot of anger about these...
Why?
About these drones flying everywhere, delivering packages.
Why not just get excited?
I don't know.
Like I said,
I like it. I think it's cool. But
I don't believe that it's ever really even going to happen.
Yeah.
But the fact that for 1 second I go, could it be possible? It's like that once every 10 years moment when somebody sells a hoax, when it's like time travel might work, and you start thinking, is it possible? And the drone flying is like that. I mean, I believe it's like this is the closest I come to believing in Santa Claus.
It's pretty rad. I mean, I agree with you. I think you need to have these kind of weird esoteric questions. It's like Elon Musk, the Tesla guy.
Same thing.
Yeah, he's like he wants to build a high-speed tube train type thing from San Francisco to L.A. to get people back and forth from each city in 40 minutes or something like that or less. And it's incredible, man. It's we need visionaries like that.
You see all these? You think I can put all those in my mouth?
I know you can. I've seen that.
You want to see it?
Yeah, I've seen that monster in action. Oh, this is some people are asking about the chips. Probably the most interesting thing we talked about today. The bean and rice chips. They're from bean fields. They're good. Okay, we're gonna wrap this up. But this was a cool experiment. We're gonna figure out how to do this better. And
I told you this wouldn't work.
Scott won't wear cords again.
These aren't cords.
That was part of the problem, I think, today. Oh, they're not cords. All right. Well, thanks for listening, everybody. And thank you, Sony, for sponsoring Vic's Basement, but also for having a PlayStation 4 and a camera that allows us to broadcast through the PlayStation 4. And thank you to this robot who really has been annoying but hasn't said a lot. So he hasn't really interfered with us too much. So it's good. And thank you, Josh, for breathing in the stench of Vic's Basement and still smiling through it all, man.
Somebody
That's
asked,
awesome.
when's the next time we're going to do this? I can answer that. Never.
Oh, we're going to do it again for sure. Stitcher!
That's right, guys.
Thanks for listening, everybody.